In the world of Hollywood, where the boundary between art and real life often blurs, lawsuits and scandal can sometimes overshadow the very projects meant to inspire audiences. The Case of It Ends With Us is no exception. What began as a highly anticipated adaptation of Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel soon spiraled into a courtroom drama, entangling its stars Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni in one of the most closely watched legal battles in recent memory. The story has grown far beyond the screen, pulling in not only actors and producers, but powerful legal teams, major media outlets, and even whispers of celebrity connections far removed from the film itself. As the allegations and countersuits mounted, the spotlight shifted from the film's romantic storyline to the real-life accusations of harassment, retaliation, and defamation. At the center of this storm stands Justin Baldoni, once celebrated for bringing emotionally charged stories to life, now fighting to protect his reputation and career. In a bold move signaling just how high the stakes have become, Baldoni has turned to Alexandra Shapiro, a formidable attorney known for defending Sean "Diddy" Combs in his high-profile legal woes. Her entry into the case underscores not only the seriousness of the claims, but also the intensity with which both sides are preparing for a long, drawn-out courtroom clash. What follows is not just the tale of two actors at odds, but a larger exploration of power, image, and survival in the entertainment industry. The lawsuit has become a reflection of how quickly public perception can turn, how fiercely reputations are defended, and how the legal system becomes the stage where Hollywood's private conflicts play out for the world to see. As the legal battle deepens, one of the most striking developments has been Justin Baldoni's decision to bolster his defense with a powerful new ally. Enter Alexandra Shapiro, a name that resonates across the American legal landscape. Known for her sharp intellect and commanding presence in the courtroom, Shapiro has defended some of the most scrutinized figures in recent years, including music mogul Sean "Diddy" Combs in his own legal firestorm. Her reputation is not one of quiet settlements or cautious maneuvering, but of taking on cases where the stakes are monumental and the public spotlight unrelenting. The fact that Baldoni has chosen Shapiro speaks volumes about the path ahead. This is no longer a simple dispute between two co-stars. It is a battle being fought on multiple fronts, inside the courtroom, in the media, and in the court of public opinion. Shapiro's entry into the case signals that Baldoni and his team are preparing for an aggressive defense, one that will challenge the narrative surrounding him and attempt to shift the momentum in his favor. Her background further cements the gravity of this move. Once a law clerk for Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Shapiro has built a career navigating the complex intersections of criminal defense, corporate litigation, and media-saturated trials. She co-founded her own boutique firm, a testament to her independence and ability to command attention in a profession where only the toughest voices rise to prominence. Now, she brings that firepower to Baldoni's corner. For observers, this development transforms the lawsuit from an already dramatic case into a spectacle with even higher stakes. With Shapiro on board, the question is no longer whether Baldoni can withstand the allegations. It is whether his legal team can rewrite the entire narrative, challenging the very foundations of the claims made against him. In Hollywood, where perception often becomes reality, the addition of Shapiro marks the beginning of a new, more combative chapter in this unfolding story. To understand the weight of Alexandra Shapiro's arrival, it is essential to revisit how this conflict began. In December 2024, Blake Lively, beloved worldwide for her screen charisma and elegance, filed a formal complaint with the California Civil Rights Department. In it, she alleged that Justin Baldoni, her co-star and director on It Ends With Us, created a hostile work environment marked by sexual harassment and retaliation. But her claims did not stop there. Lively asserted that when she pushed back against this behavior, a calculated smear campaign was launched to silence her, an operation she described as a sophisticated press and digital plan designed to undermine her credibility in both Hollywood and the public eye. For Baldoni, these allegations struck not only at his personal character, but at the very foundation of his career. He vehemently denied any wrongdoing and, in turn, went on the offensive. His legal team filed sweeping countersuits, targeting not only Lively but also her husband, actor Ryan Reynolds, and several associates. The accusations ranged from defamation to civil extortion, with Baldoni insisting that he was the victim of a conspiracy meant to destroy his reputation and derail his creative work. In a bold and headline-grabbing move, he demanded damages to the tune of $400 million. The countersuit, however, faced a crushing blow. In June 2025, Judge Louis Lyman dismissed Baldoni's claims, a ruling that shifted the balance of the case dramatically. Adding to his setbacks, Baldoni also attempted to sue the New York Times for $250 million, alleging that the outlet cherry-picked messages and misrepresented facts in its reporting. Yet that, too, fell apart in court, leaving Baldoni with mounting legal costs and shrinking leverage. Despite these losses, the core of Lively's lawsuit remains firmly on track, with a trial date set for March 2026. Already, pre-trial skirmishes have played out in public, most notably Baldoni's failed bid to depose Taylor Swift, a close friend of Lively's, in an attempt to probe her knowledge of the behind-the-scenes tensions. Each motion, each filing, has kept the case alive in headlines, ensuring that the drama of It Ends With Us is no longer confined to the fictional lives of its characters, but is instead etched into the careers of the very people who brought the story to screen. The decision to bring Alexandra Shapiro into the fold is more than a legal strategy. It is a signal of how fierce and unrelenting this fight is destined to become. For Baldoni, whose countersuits have already been dismissed, Shapiro represents a chance to recalibrate, to rebuild a defense capable of withstanding the avalanche of allegations. Her track record in high-profile cases suggests that she will not simply defend against Lively's claims, but attempt to reshape the entire narrative surrounding the lawsuit. If successful, she could shift public perception, positioning Baldoni not as the accused, but as a man fighting for his livelihood against forces larger than himself. For Blake Lively, the implications are equally significant. Her case has already gained traction, with the court system allowing it to move forward despite Baldoni's attempts to derail it. Yet the arrival of a seasoned attorney like Shapiro ensures that Lively's claims will be met with rigorous cross-examination and strategic counterarguments. Every detail, from her testimony to the broader framing of her complaint, will now face an intensified legal spotlight. Beyond the courtroom, the ripple effects of this case will be felt across Hollywood. It serves as a cautionary tale of how quickly a highly anticipated film can be eclipsed by controversy, and how reputations built over decades can teeter on the edge of collapse in a matter of months. Studios, actors, and directors alike are watching closely, knowing that the outcome could set precedents for how workplace harassment, retaliation, and defamation claims are handled in an industry where image is everything. As the March 2026 trial date approaches, the story of It Ends With Us has become less about a romance adapted for the screen and more about the survival of two Hollywood stars caught in an unforgiving spotlight. With Alexandra Shapiro now stepping into the center of the legal battlefield, the world will be watching to see not just who prevails in court, but how this saga reshapes the rules of power, accountability, and public judgment in the entertainment industry. And so, what began as a story about a best-selling novel brought to life on the big screen has transformed into a courtroom saga with global attention. Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni now find themselves not only battling each other, but also the very machinery of Hollywood, where perception, influence, and reputation can change overnight. With Alexandra Shapiro entering the fight, the legal chessboard has been reset, and every move from here on will be decisive. But what do you think? Is this simply another high-profile Hollywood feud, or does it reveal something deeper about how power and accountability collide in the entertainment industry? The trial may still be months away, but the battle for public opinion is already raging, and the world is watching. If you've been following this story, make sure to stay tuned as we bring you every twist and turn leading up to the March 2026 trial. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss the next chapter in this unfolding Hollywood drama.